it's a catch-22 because I'm a firm believer that where there's a choice, there are no victims. Once you make the choice, you stand on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like when I see artists like Mase upset that Diddy won't release his masters, is it a business thing or is it a friendship thing? Or are you like, yo, okay, as a friend, I would assume that you would feel obligated to just give me my masters. But as a business, it's like, you know, that's kind of hard to balance.
Mase didn't want to give it. He was trying to buy him. He put up $2 million. He wanted to buy him from him.
Yeah, but either way, buying it or not, it's still his option to say
absolutely.
no.
Absolutely.
We just saw Irv Gotti say no to Ashanti on Drink Champs. Shout out to N.O.R.E, shout out to Iovine.
He said no to Ashanti.
Yeah, she wants to get her masters.
I thought she was the one that is recreating everything. She said she's gonna recreate it all.
So, and that's not the same situation where you're taking down your old music and recreating it and re-uploading it. So, what exactly is that?
You're just getting them back contractually after the contractual agreement. The amount of time is up. Yeah, I own it now.
So how does it work? Does the label they take it down from
licensing?
Right.
It's a license.
They only license the masters.
They only license the masters.
Which means they didn't help y'all make the album.
No, they did. We still got money to make.
But you still got? Nice.
We still got money to make the album. Still got money in the market. But when the licensing commitment was over, we have the option now to take them back and do what we want as well.
Version.
So you don't. But why can't it be the same version? Why would it have to be a new recording?
It doesn't.
Not my situation.
Because
her
Ashanti,
situation.
Yeah, because Irv won't give it back to her. How she's gonna get around it is she can recreate everything,
like
and now
cover.
she owns it. Yes.
Like a cover.
Yes. But his reversion is rare because 7 years is very good.
That's
usually
short
it's
term.
12 years.
But sometimes they just don't give them. Like
and then
they
usually
own
you
them.
have to recoup your money back
First.
and then it's 12 years. Like it's usually a lot of stipulations.
Or they just say we own
to
them
get
at, like
that
on
back.
some Mase Diddy
Yeah.
shit. No, I put the
Own
money
it.
in.
That's why I said he had a good
I own
lawyer.
these masters.
Some of the
Yeah.
masters does. Some of the masters, we don't have them all back.
Okay.
Both of them we do, though.
Okay. So what does a fair situation between an artist and a label look like?
We were just talking about that earlier.
How?
We disagree.
How's that ever gonna be fair?
We don't really disagree. It's I think that it looks one way with the label, with like a regular label that an artist just views as like a corporation that they don't associate with a face or a name. Once it's a friendship, a Puff and Mase type of situation, or
Jay-Z and Bleak.
yeah, Mase and Fabio type of situation, whatever a situation is where you're trying to cultivate a friendship as well as a business relationship, I think that's where it gets fuzzy. Like how do you what's a fair deal? When I say fair, I'm using that term loosely. Because in order for it to be fair, it would have to be agreed on both sides over time that this is something fair. What's the scenario that exists where an artist isn't looking at that agreement in retrospect and saying to his or herself, damn, what did I sign and why did this person let me sign that?
Yeah,
why did this person take my
hundreds
master?
of artists.
Did they have a lawyer though?
And it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the case. They always had a lawyer, but I think the majority of the time, what I'm noticing is it seems like that those artists had a trust for whoever they signed with. They had like a trust, it was different. Just like I'm kind of looking at Dre a little bit different from how I would have looked at Jimmy Iovine. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just a black man thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like maybe that's just what it is. But I don't know if we can afford the luxury of adopting the same business tactics and ideologies as these big white man labels. I don't know if we have the luxury of doing that.
I mean, in what?
Why is that?
I'm curious what you.
I mean, the same business tactics, meaning nothing is artist friendly. Everything is business, nothing personal, but everything is family. While people are hot.
Because in retrospect, regardless of whatever the situation is, both parties do benefit. Now it's whether one party is benefiting way more or Is it a balance? Like, what's the balance?
One party was putting up way
There's no
more.
balance.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you putting in money, but when you're putting up the
more.
money in any business, let's take music out of it. When you're the one putting up the money, you're gonna get the bulk of the return because
you're taking the majority of the risk.
Because you're taking a financial risk, and it's a money thing.
Right.
So we taking a risk. It's like I'm not gonna make $100, and I'm taking the risk. I'm giving you 50. No. I'm taking the risk. I'm taking my money back,
and then
we're gonna gauge what the split is gonna be from there. And most rappers or singers think it should be 50-50. But then the label comes in and says, I'm still putting more money into you ongoing though. It never stops until I drop you, until you leave.
Right.
Until you just cool off completely.
Yeah.
Keno, I'm gonna need you to speak up because you're not mic'd up.
This is just knowing your value. You just gotta know your value. At the end of the day, if you allow somebody to give you $1 for your IP, then that's the deal.
Yeah.
If you feel like your IP is worth $10 billion, then that's what you said. We just always knew, and I think we've had strong people around us too, the attorneys, but you can't really value, for me, you can't value what is intellectual property. Right? I understand the niggas that's writing checks. That's what y'all do, y'all write checks.
Right.
Create something. Y'all, rappers, y'all create. I always say that's like the next thing, you know, like art is like a God tap. God's the only thing that can create something out of just thought, nothing, right?
Right.
Artists do the same thing. You can't value the sun. You can't come in and be like, what's the moon worth?
He owns a piece of the moon.
Sure, I can.
For me,
he owns a piece of the moon.
You actually can.
He owns a piece of the moon.
Real estate on the moon.
He owns a piece of the moon.
Apparently you can, yeah.
When we walk in the room, I think like that automatically, right? Mm-hmm. But I also understand if I buy a painting for $100,000 and that dude blow up and now his painting is worth $10 million, he can't come back and ask me for his painting back because I only paid $100,000 for it. Like I bought what I bought. The deal is the deal.
Right.
You just got to know your worth and value versus the deals you set. So if you can't put a price on his talent for me, then I ask you for $10 million and I want it back in 2 years. And if it's not the right deal for you, that's cool too. You got the right to say no.
Right.
But if you agree, then that's a fair deal. A fair deal is where
right. Where there's a choice. There's no
Of course, it's fair. But as an artist, and you building a friendship with that person, and that person is more experienced than you are, and that person has a little bit more wherewithal, and can see a little bit more of you than you can see of yourself, and then you end up hitting that spot that you didn't know that you were gonna hit, but that person kind of had the foresight to see that. You're gonna feel a little bit taken advantage of.
Well, there's always a chance that you won't hit that spot.
Yeah.
Then
No. Listen, I'm not even saying it to give pushback and say that I'm siding on either side. I understand both sides.
No, this is for the people listening.
Yeah, I understand both sides, and that's the reason why I think I'm not rushing to be in that position as an executive signing. Just with the blockchain, Web3, the way this shit is, technology is moving, I don't see it being so much longer where the label is going to be necessary.
If they got the money,
I do.
You need the money.
I do.
Money just like we borrow money.
But they can borrow millions
Yeah,
and millions
they
of dollars
can get
that
way
we
more.
can't.
Yeah.
Yes,
We don't have the structure. If we had the structure, then we could do it.
So what are the perks of a major label deal as opposed to being independent?
The money.
It's also the phone calls. It's
I
also
would
the call.
say the main stage, the mainstream notoriety.
That's the calls.
Yeah, I
That's
think
the calls.
Getting on ESPN.
somebody like Russ, if you add that element to what he's doing, then he's superstar on the big stage as opposed to independent superstar.
Mm-hmm.
But Royce, you said that these contracts aren't artist friendly. You being on both sides, what are some things that could be artist friendly in contracts going forward that you feel should change based on what you've been through since you were in your teenage years?
I don't know if I know exactly how to do it yet. That's the thing.
What are some things that you feel is just like this never works in the artist's favor that you do?
I mean, if you want to help somebody build themselves and build their brand, then you want to put them in a position of where they can own what they do, because they're coming to the situation already having ownership. they're signing it away to somebody when somebody comes to them looking to buy into what they're already doing. So what is that worth to you? How much of this are you signing over, and what is that worth to you? Usually, like the proposals and things that I've been seeing, they aren't artist friendly. They're using the bag of money that they have to give to you up front as leverage, and they're hoping they can catch you at a time where you just think you need cash. And they're using it as leverage to acquire the possession of the most important part of the whole thing, and that's the asset.
It's business.
The asset is the music.
That's business.
Yeah,
Right.
that's business.
That's how that goes.
And that's what I was gonna say, that when us black people, we always tend to think it's about family. Like, we gotta get to know each other and we gotta hang with each other. And that's when it starts to get personal. Then you start thinking things, then you start saying things, and you start feeling personal about this because I spent time with you and I did all this stuff and you should have advised me. When the whole transaction, creative or not, is business.
Y'all follow boxing?
Yeah, somewhat.
Of course.
Y'all familiar about the scenario when Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum?
No, I'm
He
not
paid.
familiar with it.
He paid to get out of his contract with Bob Arum. And
Lot
then
of
he,
bread.
He got with Al Haymon. Al Haymon advised him, and he went to the moon. And like their motto, just like Golden Boy's business model was starting off, was to do more boxer friendly deals than all of the business kind of being like mob mentality and